All right, everyone, this is my last official red lipstick collection highlights. This one took me a bit longer to go through all my stuff because I hadn't done it for a while, hadn't worn red lipstick, had a couple other things going on, was really focusing on some things for my Project Pan. Then about 2 weeks ago, I start going through it again. I'm pulling things out that I'm like, that's a favorite, love that. And then I start looking things up on the Sephora app, on the Nordstrom app, on the Ulta app, and I'm like, discontinued, not available. When did that brand leave Sephora? So it's a bit frustrating. I know I have commented in previous videos that the beauty industry loves to discontinue things, though I had specifically mentioned that was mostly seen with drugstore beauty. Well, high-end has jumped on that train too. So I'm going to talk about my last two favorites that are available right now, and then two that I'm guessing were very recently discontinued because I remember seeing them in store or on the apps not very long ago. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Sephora collection Always On liquid lipstick in number 1, Always Red. This is what I'm wearing right now. This is an old packaging. I have talked about these in a previous favorites video. Both this color and any other shade that you get, these are great liquid lipsticks. I wanted to touch on them again because Sephora collection is 30% off now through, I believe, April 14th. So this is a great time to try this shade or to really try any other shade. Every single shade I've tried from that line, whether it's in the old packaging, the new packaging, has been spot on and I've loved it. I think these should get a lot more hype than they do because I believe even without the discount, they're $16 each, which is just above drugstore pricing at this point. And with the Sephora sale and 30% off, you're getting a great product with a great shade range for drugstore price pointing. And I love these. One thing I will say, both for this formula and for the next one we're going to talk about, Dose of Colors, they are very thin liquidy formulas. They go on very liquidy. They dry down very quickly. They are somewhat more drying liquid lipsticks. This is what I prefer because I would rather have something that is slightly drying. I can always add lip balm throughout the day, but will stay on and will not budge. If that is not a formula that you like, I can already say you probably won't like the Sephora and you won't like the Dose of Colors, which is what I'm going to talk about next. The Dose of Colors liquid matte liquid lipsticks, I have loved these for years. I remember seeing them on YouTube and seeing this brand grow from like an indie brand to having a whole bay at Ulta. And this is one of those brands where I haven't tried enough from. I have a lot of their liquid matte liquid lipsticks. These are 10 out of 10. I have a lot of their lip glosses. Those are 10 out of 10. I have not tried really anything else from the brands. It's no longer available at Ulta. It's not available at Sephora. You can get it on their website. I have made a couple orders from them, mostly for lip products though. And those 5-pan eyeshadows, those are really, really, really good. And I feel like I might have a random highlighter from them, but I don't remember how I feel about it now that we're totally off topic. The shades that I have right here are Extra Saucy, I have Los Angeles, and Talk is Chic. I believe these three are part of their permanent range. You can order these on their website. One thing I will say is with this brand, when something sells out, it seems like it's out of stock for a while. They are not a large brand. I noticed that when they were at Ulta. If there was something that was out of stock on the Ulta app from this brand, we were waiting like 2-3 months. And if there was something that you wanted when they were featuring 21 Days of Beauty, forget it. You weren't getting it. But that being said, I love these liquid lipsticks so much. I wish they got more hype. I wish they were more available. When I watch old YouTube videos and I see them in the old packaging, and when they talk about the limited edition collabs that they did with influencers, I'm like, oh my God, I miss that brand so much. And then I'm going to do 2 honorable mentions that seem like they were very recently discontinued. If you happen to see either of these at a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx, pick them up, assuming they haven't been opened. They're worth it. The first one is the red liquid lipstick from the Give Beauty by Gwen Stefani line. This line was in Sephora until very, very recently. I forget the name of the shade, but it is another one. It was her iconic signature red, same as all the above. It was very liquidy, dried immediately, slightly drying, but it lasted forever. That was an absolutely fabulous red. If you wanted something that was going to get you from sun up till sundown and you don't mind a little bit of lip balm, if you see it, grab it. That was very recently taken out of Sephora, so it probably will end up at a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx. The other one I'm going to touch on is the Lime Crime Velveteens. I don't know what is going on with this brand. Lime Crime is one I didn't get into until, well, after Doe Deer sold them. Then I started to see them a little more on YouTube. I saw them picked up at Ulta, and I started to play around a little bit with this brand. They're Velveteen liquid lipsticks. I will say technically, they're still on the Ulta app, but I just checked. There's only 3 shades left, so I can't imagine there's much availability of them. Nothing Lime Crime was ever in any store I was at. Again, we're talking the same type of formula. Very liquidy, dry down very quickly, and they stay put. New Americana is one of the most beautiful reds that I have ever used. If you see it, or for some reason it pops up on the Ulta app and you can get it, get your hands on it. Love that one. If you can find it, grab it. Same with the Gwen Stefani one. Otherwise, that is going to wrap it up for my favorite red lipsticks. I feel like this video is a little rambly, but I had a lot to say about the formulas that I chose and ones that I wish we could still get. Starting next week, instead of doing a coffee review every single week, I'm going to try to show off some of the different lip combos that I come up with and get compliments on. So you'll have to let me know what you think about that. And there will be a favorites video for March coming soon.